All right, so how's Lee Zeldin going to clean up Joe Biden's corrupt EPA? Joining us now, my friend Lee Zeldin, new EPA administrator. Lee, I've never actually congratulated you on the air on your position, but it's a very important one. You're a good man to do it. I haven't given up for Governor Zeldin yet, someday, but we'll leave that for another segment. Lee, what is going on here? This corruption in the Biden EPA had nothing to do with climate, nothing to do with carbon emissions, but it seems to me it has to do with slush funds, political corruption, insider dealing. I mean, you talk it out with us.
Well, we've canceled certain grants like $50 million to the Climate Justice Alliance, which says that climate justice runs through a free Palestine. We've canceled over $1 million worth of media subscriptions. I've canceled 9 grants working with DOGE going towards DEI and environmental justice, saving taxpayers about $60 million. We uncovered one issue with the Clean School Bus program where $160 million was fronted to this organization that then declares bankruptcy, and they still haven't delivered on $95 million worth of school buses for 55 school districts. And that is before, Larry, you and I even start to talk about $20 billion that they parked at a bank outside of government.
Yeah, that's a beauty. I want to get the $20 billion parked in a bank. I believe it was Citibank. Are you going to be able to claw that back, Lee?
It's a great question for our amazing team at the Justice Department, which is working hard to be able to get to the bottom of these facts as quickly as possible. I have been working with Treasury, with the DOJ, and they're working hard at the Justice Department. I will tell you that I have uncovered a whole lot of different concerning facts. I mean, the entire $20 billion being fronted, given to a bank in a way that EPA has never done before, and then writing out the financial agent agreement and the account control agreement to reduce oversight by the federal government. 8 pass-through entities like $2 billion for Stacey Abrams' group, which only made $100 in 2023.
Stop
and
on
gets
that
$2 billion
one,
in 2024.
Stop it just for one moment. Stacey Abrams, the perpetual governor loser in Georgia and so forth. How did she get $2 billion? What does that have to do with climate change?
That's a great question, and she shouldn't have. And what I pointed out last night when I was talking with Laura Ingraham on her show about this, I had just read the grant agreement, where on page 1 of the grant agreement, it says that this entity that was just formed has 21 days to distribute $2 billion. And then on page 7 of the grant agreement, it says that they have 90 days to complete a training called How to Develop a Budget.
No.
If they need to complete training that's called How to Develop a Budget, they should be completing the training first before they spend $1, and they shouldn't be getting $2 billion. You referenced the term self-dealing.
Yes.
There's a lot of self-dealing across the way this money went out.
Well, I got, speaking of self-dealing, there's this chap who was running, a senior Biden official. I don't know what he was. He was running.
Yeah,
there was the same.
He was the director of the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund.
That's right. And so he puts $5 billion into his former employer, which is called the Coalition for Green Capital. Now that is total self-dealing. Total self-dealing. And should be prosecuted, Lee.
Yeah, and I want this money should be coming back to the taxpayers. Yeah. Funding should only be going out in a way that has accountability and oversight. This entire scheme is an issue. It's not even just the couple of examples that we just touched on, and there are so many others. And we're talking about billions of dollars going to Stacey Abrams' group and this other person you just referenced. And all 8 of the primary recipients that received the $20 billion, they're all pass-throughs. They're giving it to other entities, and many of those entities are pass-throughs too. And once it goes past the primary recipient to the subgrantee, in writing, EPA has almost no oversight and control over what happens to those funds next.
Wow. Well, anyway, we appreciate your service. I was just going to read, on the positive side, you and the administration, you've eliminated Biden's electric vehicle mandate. I think that's so important. And you've halted Biden's EV charging program. So you're doing great work. You're a great American and patriot, Lee Zeldin. And keep up the good work. Thanks for coming back on the show. Take care. Folks.